Welcome to the Bad Movie Night podcast, covering the worst movies you've never seen. We hope you enjoy listening to Bad Movie Night podcast.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bad Movie Night podcast. My name is Chris. And tonight for Rebecca's birthday, we've dived into some smut and we've watched the 1995 drama movie, Showgirls.
Oh, I used to love Doggy Chow.
I used to love Doggy Chow too.
I forgot to pull a trailer and I was like,
that was good. It's a good clip.
Doggy Chow.
That pretty much.
Why not?
I love Doggy Chow.
Yeah.
So we're back, but I'm honestly very shocked because Spit being almost one of the most perverted people on the show,
Yeah.
uses the show for Showgirls.
Yeah.
Aaron
He's
is
just
rebooting,
watching the
but-
movie over
and over.
again.
That's what he's doing.
Can't
On
pull
his
himself away. to
$7,000
actually
Probably
do
couch,
that.
right?
like couldn't get up. He's like all dehydrated and shit. All the
You probably ate too
fluid
much
in his
ice
body
cream
is
at
gone.
work.
He's like, can't make it to the podcast.
Had too much ice cream and tea.
Elizabeth Berkley.
Oh, Elizabeth Berkley. He's like just god. His skin is worn down on his body, and it's just disgusting filth. Can you imagine what it smells like in there? Anyways, Aaron will be on. He's rebooting his computer for the 13th time because he's IT department, and that's what they always do.
Yep.
But we're back celebrating Rebecca's birthday with Showgirls. Happy birthday, Rebecca.
Thanks.
Birthday, Rebecca.
Happy birthday.
How did it feel to wield the power of the wheel?
Well, I skipped the wheel altogether. I
She
just
just chose.
Wow.
wielded the ultimate power.
Did you like choosing for everyone?
I did. Because I'd seen this one before, so I don't know that I would do like a
Yeah.
random, never before seen choice.
Okay, because at one point I feel like we were like individually, we're like, hey, let's watch this, let's watch that, and I think AJ made us watch some really terrible shit, whatever that movie was called.
And then you
Smack
took
That.
all that power away.
We were like, we're done, you're done, you're cut off, no more, no more.
What was it? I don't remember doing that.
No, I don't. I think mostly I picked them all for a while.
It was the Jesus will. It scared
But
everybody.
the show got too good. It got so good. They were like, well, we got to start.
We had to
adding
change
in.
it to good movie night for a little
We have
bit.
to start letting other people pick. Anyways, we have to kind of slow roll this because I don't know when Aaron will return. And
Yeah.
if we go too far, then we're just screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess.
Because he's got to do his whole.
Yeah.
He probably didn't
always
do
change
one.
the
And this
order.
is him
Probably
stalling.
didn't do one.
No, of course he did.
There
Well, he
always
just
is-
watched the movie.
I was just
Oh,
listening to the
shit.
Man Squeedo episode, and he didn't do one for that one either. Like,
Oh,
half the time he doesn't do it.
He doesn't do it half the time now?
Yeah.
Maybe
the
he's
fucking
right
point?
now dressing up in one
Oh.
of
He
the...
comes back dressed as Elizabeth Berkley.
I want it with the painted on. Oh my God, that'd be
Yeah.
amazing.
Yes. It has to be the VH1 version.
I hope that's what's happening. Just preparing.
That is so
VH1
much work to
version.
do that. Like,
So much work.
it looks like an old 80s like animation style where they
But
like,
it's like-
literally drew on the
I don't
Someone had to
think they'd-
sit there and draw all those little bikinis on.
That would be the perfect job for AI now. It's like that kind of shit.
Mm-hmm. Cover the boobies.
Cover the boobs. I don't know. But I was thinking about this too. We have one more week before we get into Dickmas.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You know, we gotta load the voting
Maybe
ticket.
2 more weeks.
for the
What
end of the
we-
year.
We have 2 more weeks.
I know,
We
but we
better
should get
do
that out so people
witchcraft.
can start thinking
Are we
about
doing
movies.
a Thanksgiving movie?
Well, what Thanksgiving movie could we do? If there's recommendations out there for a Thanksgiving
Oh.
movie, that would be pretty cool.
Amityville Thanksgiving.
Is that a real thing?
It's supposed to be god awful.
It probably
god-
is.
Now the second one is going to be way better though,
Shut up.
because the
How is
second one
this-
actually has a killer turkey in it,
Oh,
which is awesome. The first one does not.
Well, so
All
did
right.
that Thanksgiving movie, and that was a piece of shit.
Wow.
Whoa.
Killing's not
What?
bad.
I
How
don't know, that's
dare
kind of
you?
a classic.
That's
I mean,
kind of a classic
let's not
movie.
be
I
too
don't know.
hasty.
Let's not get crazy.
I've seen that movie like 4 times.
Yeah, AJ made us watch that 4 times.
What was
I celebrated every
with the
Thanksgiving.
Oh,
deer
where
wolf?
deer?
Where
That was pretty
Yeah.
good. That was pretty good.
Where Deer had that one scene. That was pretty good. By the
Aaron,
track, right?
welcome to the show.
That was about it.
Hey, thanks for having me here, Chris.
We were talking about
Happy
our
to be here.
Thanksgiving movie. If you have any
Yeah, I hear
recommendations for the Thanksgiving movie, let us know.
Oh, that's a tough one.
I mean, we could all go see Eli Roth's Thanksgiving, but I don't think.
No, we're not going to do that.
I think I'll just watch Planes,
Looks
Trains,
fun.
and Automobiles for the 50th time.
It's a great movie too.
It is.
I don't know. Sean will put something in the thing. Maybe Paul should. Maybe we should watch Bone Man or whatever he wants us to watch.
Yeah, what's up,
Skeleton
man?
Man?
Yeah, it's got Casper Van Dien.
What does that have to do with
Heartthrob.
Thanksgiving, though?
Teenage Heartthrob Casper Van Dien. You want to live
sure we
forever?
can
Eat him or
Fine.
stuff him with cranberry sauce?
You want to stuff that turkey? Time to move on. AJ, can you tell me what the 1995 hit flop Paul Verhoeven movie Showgirls is about?
Naomi is new in town.
Nomi.
No,
My name's actually Nomi.
Her goal is to be a famous dancer.
I like
Want to see me dance?
Will she figure out how to climb the ladder?
Oh, she climbed something.
Or will she be left kicking people down?
only the
Pushing
Rakers.
downstairs.
Find out
and Gina
in
Gershon.
Paul Verhoeven's 1995 erotic classic that is Showgirl.
Showgirls.
Thrust it.
show.
Thrust it.
Go on.
Thrust it.
Playing
Thrust
every
it.
night on
Doing
HBO
many
in
people's
1995.
Yeah.
Rated NC-17.
This
For that
movie
Yeah, it is.
is quite the epic.
It was naughty.
It was
So
naughty, and we're going to get into it here. But speaking of the naughty things, first we have to get up in Aaron's history hole and get a little context for the movie and the year it was released. So here we go.
For Aaron's History Hole.
Oh, sweet baby Christ. Why do you look like Spiv? That's what Spiv's going to look like in 10 years.
Oh, God. After all the ice cream, yeah.
This is maybe a few years, yes.
Dude, I really do hope Spiv goes bald like that. That would be amazing.
That
Like,
would be
keep the
amazing.
long back, like long hair.
Yeah, he would look good like that. You're right. All right, Showgirls. Boy, there's a lot to talk about this one, but I think we should start with some of the taglines for this film. We have sex, seduction, and betrayal. Leave your inhibitions at the door, or at the mailbox, apparently.
That's pre-show content right there.
Pre-show content. Sorry. Beyond your wildest dreams, beyond your wildest fantasies.
Oh my.
The show is about to begin. Sensual, controversial, available.
Well,
Yeah, gross. The most controversial movie of the year is here. The girls are back in town, and a side of Vegas you were never meant to see.
Okay. I read that Paul Verhoeven was having an affair with Elizabeth Berkley.
I did not read that. That's weird.
I didn't read that either.
Was
I-
he married
Then I
at the
looked.
time?
Then I googled Elizabeth Berkley in 1995, even though I just watched Showgirls. And then I googled Paul Verhoeven in 1995, and then I got really sick. Like that movie AJ made.
It's
us
like a
watch.
50-year
My
difference.
stomach. It was gross.
What movie?
That fucking Copland movie.
Oh, Goblin? Dude, that movie was crazy.
How does he not know what we're talking about? I know because he doesn't pay attention to.
I thought you were talking about Paul
He doesn't
Verhoeven.
listen to anything.
He doesn't
only when
listen to a
his
goddamn
turn.
thing.
Yeah. All right, so this movie was released September 21st, 1995. Some other movies released in September of 1995 we have The Prophecy.
Oh,
Walken?
nice. Yeah.
Yep.
It's an interesting
Tie.
movie.
Okay.
That's all she had to say. I think
No. Okay. The Tie That Binds.
it was like a period at the end of that. It was like, it was interesting. On period,
You know what else is
whatever the
interesting,
kids
Chris?
say nowadays.
You know what else is interesting? To Wong Fu. Thanks for everything,
Thanks
Julie.
for
I love that movie. That's a great movie.
I've never actually watched that.
It's really good.
That's
Yeah,
good.
I've never seen it. Truman, Hackers, The
Hackers.
Usual Suspects.
Guys are
Usual
so sad.
Suspects.
Guys are so sad. Canadian Bacon, Empire Records, 7,
All
and
good.
Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. So we have some pretty good movies that were released that
Yeah.
month.
Good year.
Is that the one with Paul Rudd in it?
Which one?
Curse
Oh,
of Michael
Halloween
Myers.
And
That's what, 6,
Danielle Harris,
5?
right?
5?
I don't know.
4 is with the house.
That might be the Paul Rudd one.
I don't know.
I think it's Paul Rudd one. I think it's the Runes.
The
Is
rooms.
that what it is?
The
Trapped in the
runes.
Runes.
Oh, ruins. Oh.
No, Runes.
Runes. That's how he tracks
Runes.
Michael
Yeah.
Myers. And then he just disappears.
I'm sorry I didn't enunciate so you could understand me. Runes.
Yeah, I can't hear you.
Well, that okay.
Bill,
Am I
turn
quiet?
your cans up so you can hear.
Yeah, you're
All right,
quiet.
so you might be
Oh,
surprised to learn this film was filmed in Las Vegas.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Various
Get out of town.
casinos and the
Really?
Cheetah's Topless
I
Club.
never would have guessed.
Yep. It had a budget of... Go ahead.
The Cheetah Club is 0.
It's a real place.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. Rebecca's adding it to her list of places to go.
Bucket list.
Your
Dance
bucket
on
list.
stage at the Cheetah.
Oh, man. This movie had a budget of approximately $45 million and had a box office gross of 37.8. So it wasn't a complete flop, really.
Thank goodness it's Starship Troopers, right?
Wow, Starship Troopers is so good.
There is a sequel to this film. But there was a
from
different...
heaven.
Yep, Pennies from Heaven. There was going to be a different sequel that Verhoeven was supposed to direct. But because of the way the film kind of didn't do so well, they decided not to make it. And then they ended up making another one anyways. The sequel focuses on a minor character, Penny, and was released in 2011.
A long
Yep.
time after.
A long time after. You're
I
right.
thought her name was Hope. Or that's what that's what Robert Davi says.
That's
they
what
call
he
her.
calls her.
Yeah. Yep. So our director
For
obviously was
reasons.
Paul Verhoeven, known for Hollow Man, RoboCop, Starship Troopers, Basic
Hollow
Instinct,
Man, so bad.
Total Recall, The
Movie's
Hitchhiker.
awesome. What are you talking about?
It's got
That's a-
Kevin Bacon's invisible dong.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that. Never
Now that you
mind.
can send in dick pics.
It's so bad.
It was actually allowed, yeah, because of that. All right, so he got paid $2 million for this film. I would say he did pretty good. So despite directing 4 science fiction movies, RoboCop, Total Recall, Starship Troopers, and Hollow Man, he's admitted that it's definitely not his favorite genre. He said that as a European, he understands too little about American issues at the time to make a contemporary American movie. And science fiction
Shocker.
movies were a nice way to avoid that problem.
Yeah. So he picks a subculture and knows nothing about it in America.
Exactly.
Makes complete sense.
The
Complete sense.
LA prostitution and strip.
But like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like RoboCop and Starship Troopers, with the level of satire, had an
Yeah.
understanding of American culture, right?
I
feel like
think
that
so, but
satire
he doesn't seem to think he
transitions well for most places, though.
Yeah.
Maybe.
He does say that Starship Troopers is his personal favorite movie that he's directed.
Movie's
It's a good
fucking
movie.
badass.
It's a great movie. It's a great movie. He's actually the first nominee to ever actually show up to the Razzie Awards. He personally accepted the Worst Director and Worst Picture awards for this
For
movie.
this. Yeah.
Yeah. At least he can laugh about it, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
That's
$2
good.
million, I'd laugh about it too. There are other award winners from this film. Worst Actress for Elizabeth Berkley.
Yeah.
Worst Screenplay by Joe Esteraz.
Yeah, definitely.
Worst screen couple was any combination of 2 people or 2 body parts.
The entire cast, basically.
Yeah, basically the whole cast. Worst new star was Elizabeth Berkley, and won the worst original song for "Walk Into the Wind" by David Stewart and Terry Hall.
Wow.
Yep. Our writer Joe Esteraz is known for Flashdance, Basic Instinct, Showgirls 1 and 2, and most recently The Impact. So after a 11-year hiatus, he participated in a film that consists of 37 short films.
That's
span of roughly
interesting that
2
he
hours.
wrote like successful movies that work, and then he did Showgirls.
Yeah, I don't get it. Our cinematographer was Just Vacano, who did Das Boot, Starship Troopers, Hollow Man, Total Recall, and The Never Ending Story.
Never.
Das Boot's so good.
And that's
I never
all
saw
got
Das
for this
Boot.
film.
Oh my
Never saw
god,
Das Boot?
Long.
it's a classic, man.
Is that the submarine movie?
Yes.
Yeah, it's what's his name? The guy who did Air Force One, whatever his name is.
Wilford
Perfect
Brimley
Storm.
is what you were gonna say.
I can't remember the director's name.
Have you been
He's German.
pushing?
He's great. He's made some great movies.
That's it, Aaron?
That's all I got.
Do you want to talk about your image?
Rudy's on a bender.
You're like
Yeah,
a
it's a little bit of
55-year-old
like
man.
You look like the
South Park is.
airbrush version of George Costanza when he gets
it's Kruger.
airbrushed into the picture.
I took a Kruger picture.
That's pretty good.
It is Kruger.
Yeah, there you go. Wolfgang Peterson. Thank you,
I did
Sean.
that and then added some
Some good movies.
attire too.
Yeah.
Tire.
And then you're at a seedy motel with a sign that says Jesus is
Jesus
coming
is
soon.
coming soon.
Yes.
Well, that's the guy's.
Kruger.
Oh yeah, it's his apartment.
Yep.
All right, Aaron. That was
So weird.
that was fantastic. Thank you for that. Now we have a lot to unpack here with
Thank you, Chris.
the Showgirls. So here we go.
Instead of a Patreon is on a podcast and more. Instead of a hit a Patreon is for only $2 a month.
Hey everyone, this is Chris. I'm just reminding you in the still of tonight to go to patreon.com/badmovienight and sign up. For $2 a month, you get access to the exclusive bonus podcast pre-show, as well as other bonuses. That's patreon.com/badmovienight.
All right. The time has come. We must talk about Showgirls. AJ being a huge pervert, making us always watch softcore pornography movies when you're not making us watch deeply religious movies, which is weird and says a lot about you. I think.
Says a lot about you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
What
Thanks for the setup.
yeah, of course. What did you
kind.
think of Showgirls?
I had never seen Showgirls before. This is my first time. It was okay. You know, it's a 90s movie, so like it's very 90s. Like if there's anything you can say about this movie, it feels very 90s. You know, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Like it's passable as a movie, but the writing's bad, mostly the acting's bad, and the story is just like not interesting at all and kind of stupid. And it's, I don't know, we're like 35, 40 minutes in before the story actually starts. You know, there's a lot of wasted just airtime in this movie that's not necessary. And I don't know. I think if you're going to tell this kind of story about Vegas, and they do a little bit with her character with like her getting screwed over and like how people play you, and there's like the street smarts that go with it. I think you could definitely come up with a more entertaining and more dynamic story than this. Like the storyline was stupid. I don't, you know, it was fine as a movie. Like I wasn't bored watching it. I just didn't think it was very good in any sense.
Big fan. Aaron, what did you think?
Have you ever stared at a really bright light for too long and then you see spots everywhere?
Yes.
You just see
It's like that, but with nipples now. I just see nipples everywhere. Like they're just everywhere. I can't get rid of them. I rub my eyes,
That
they
was
don't go away.
before this movie.
No, in
Don't
all
blame
seriousness, I have seen this before a really long time ago, so I didn't really remember much about it. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of story arc or character arc here, maybe, that she, you know, goes from this runaway to star of a show, I guess, but it's done in such a way that it doesn't feel like she's accomplished much for some reason. You do get to see the seedy, sort of terrible underbelly that really is kind of on the outside of Vegas anyway, so it's not like much you wouldn't expect. I feel like if you release something like this now, it wouldn't be as reviewed in the same way. People wouldn't be as like offended by it, or you know, the view out of the 90s was that it was just pure trash. To me, it just feels like a drama with some extra nipples. Honestly, it's really not that crazy bad from that standpoint. And like AJ said, it wasn't necessarily poorly made. I don't know, just wasn't crazy about it, but it was still kind of fun.
Rebecca.
I think that should have been one of the taglines. Drama,
Yeah.
but with extra
Added to
nipples.
I love this movie. I've seen it a bunch of times. I think Elizabeth Berkley just sells this movie because she is so ridiculous and over the top in every single scene. It doesn't matter what's happening. She is so far gone.
like
Jess
eating
and I
an
watched
apple
this
aggressively.
one together, and I think this is like the third time we've watched this movie together, but it still makes us laugh because she's ridiculous.
She is. I think it's fair for me to say I have seen more dance performances than anyone else on this podcast, probably by 10 times.
Yeah.
Because my kids nonstop are in dance. So, but I actually was at a dance performance today, and it made me think about this movie, not in like that way, but it, insofar as like
Whoa.
I see, yeah. Let me clarify. There, you can see blatantly certain dancers who have like a level of intensity, and they might not have the body control, but they have this thing where like there's intensity to their performance, and it's very noticeable. And it's something that like it maybe makes them better than a lot of other dancers, even if they don't have the skill.
There's stage presence.
It's the presence.
Yeah.
It's a huge part of it.
And it's like you just see it in their body, like the way they move. And I didn't
They
know
draw your eye.
well, I didn't know if like this was a directing thing where he was like pushing Elizabeth Berkley to be super intense, like
he's
and then she
he's
brought that
said
through every scene. Mm-hmm. Okay,
No, he pushed her to have that exaggerated performance.
gotcha.
Interesting.
So Lindsay, what did you think of this movie?
No, this movie's a lot of fun. I think people are quick to shit all over this movie. There is some interesting things going on in this movie, and we can get into that later. It's not a complete lost cause as far as writing and stuff. But I think it looks amazing. I think it's a very
Dude, that opening shot.
pretty it's a very pretty looking movie. All the neon and everything, it's shot very well.
Captures the Vegas feel, right? Like it's
Very much so. Very much
90s,
so.
for sure.
But the dialogue in this, in some scenes, is so fucking out of pocket. Just some of the things that people say in this movie are just wild. So it's extremely entertaining, and I like watching this movie every time I get an opportunity to.
I'm watching you be a rat.
I got some of those like corrected for TV.
Oh, nice.
I think if this movie came out in 1995 but was shot on video and it was like a terrible VHS rip and it looked like dark, like they shot it in a strip club but without any extra lighting and the exact same plot line and all the nudity, it would be borderline unwatchable trash that you would forget. It would be called like Change Strippers 33 or something, you know what I mean?
Cheetah Girls.
Like a whole bunch of those kind of soft-core-y like 90s stripper movies. I've never really seen any of them, but you know what I'm talking about, right? And this is just like we threw $45 million at that. What? Why you say what?
Oh, no, keep going. We're learning about you.
No, I've never. I'm honestly, I've never watched them, but I know they exist. But
in your collection on your computer.
So they threw.
I recorded lots of late night HBO.
I never watch them today.
Right now.
You guys know what the fuck I'm talking about. But
we know.
There's two things. Okay, so you take a terrible movie and you throw $45 million at it, you can make something that's pretty entertaining.
Oh, yeah.
And this movie is pretty fucking entertaining.
Especially
and
back in the 90s, yeah.
That even goes further. It's probably like $100 million movie nowadays. You know what I mean? Like you can throw spectacle at it, you can throw talent at it, and it looks great. And this movie does. It looks good. But then you have the Paul Verhoeven aspect, who is a notable filmmaker who deals a lot with not parody. What's the word I'm looking for? Satire. And so while I'm watching it, I'm like, is this supposed to be a satirical take? Everything's cranked up to be kind of a dark comedy joke about this life and this world. Until it gets to the end where there is this brutal rape scene. And I'm like, that's not funny at all.
It ruins the point he's trying to make.
The whole end of the movie is a weird choice.
Yeah, and so I'm like,
Everything
maybe
in the end.
maybe that's not it. Maybe this is just a terrible, terrible.
Why is that
fucking
happening
movie.
at the end of the movie? Like,
And she's
don't
the
know.
only good character. She's
why is
the
that the last
only
10 minutes of the movie? Like, what
The
the
only
hell?
one that has any kind of like conscious or
Yes.
Well, it's maybe it's a statement that like,
But
if
that's
you
like-
don't participate in the craziness that is like Hollywood or Vegas, and you try to be the pure person, you still get fucked.
It'll still, yeah, that's true.
And I don't mean that
Yeah, it'll
like
still
lightly.
get
I
you
mean
no
like
matter
it's
what.
still like will corrupt you and ruin, like try
right,
to ruin you,
right.
no matter
That's
what
fine.
you choose to participate or not. It's
Yeah, but from like
awful.
a writing story arc perspective, it makes no sense for that to happen in the last 15 minutes. Like,
No.
I don't know.
because then you wrap it up and you're like, yeah, she did it. She won.
well, it's
And you're
just like a weird
ah.
choice.
The other like seedy underbelly stuff that shows itself, or like the whatever it takes mentality these people have, where they sabotage each other. Those moments where she's like pushing Gina Gershon down these horribly designed metal stairs that they make
Yeah.
these women run in high heels up, which
stupidest thing.
it's just a lawsuit waiting to happen. Like that was so over the top and dumb. The other
Yeah,
one
well,
where
they're-
the lady sprinkles the diamonds or whatever on the stage, and that
Yeah,
was so
well-
over the top and dumb.
It was over the top, and there was no like building of her character to become that. She wasn't transforming into this, awful person in a way that would make sense for that.
The only thing was her kids were in the dressing room, which I don't know why her
Oh, that upset me.
Yeah.
7-year-old were in the dressing room with all these naked people. But it was that lady
I
that
try to
was
think she's
swearing
like maybe
and
a
stuff
single
at
mother, isn't ashamed of what she does or something,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's
So I don't really want to be too judgmental of that, but yeah.
I have
Little
fundamental questions about this whole showgirl thing. Is this a real thing? Like, what is it? I don't get what it is. Is it supposed
like
to
a
be
cabaret.
sexy,
It's a-
or
it's
is it
a-
supposed to be a dance?
It's a Vegas staple. The Showgirls,
just like
they
a
do these
show.
topless reviews. They still do them in Vegas.
So
It's
they're
it's
like,
like,
professional dancers. They're
yes.
not just strippers.
No,
It's
they're
like a form of
professional
burlesque, I
dancers.
guess would be
Yeah.
a way to say it, but it's more dance heavy.
Well, why are they
skill.
topless? Is it supposed to be sexy, or is it
Because
just...
it's a Vegas thing.
It's art. It's artistic, but it's just
Because they'll be the ones
their
that
boobs
wear
are
like
out.
the big feather things, but then they're
Yeah, it's just a type
topless.
of show that's gone back since the 1800s. Like,
Yeah, it just doesn't feel burlesque because
like
of
the Follies
setting.
Bergère, things like that,
or your Moulin Rouges, right?
So then then I'm confused, because you can tell me there's a show and it's artistic. It's not really meant to be sexy, but it shows the human form, whatever, yada, 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 dance implied. Like there is beauty in movement, all that stuff. But then half of the movie is meant for that, but no, not the rest of all the other time. It's all like just blatant nudity to be like,
Oh, it's Paul Verhoeven, man.
but it's all like sex, like it's all stripping and her talking prostitution and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Well, it kind of
because
shows you
she's
what
not your typical showgirl where she's not
Her background is different.
classically trained dancer.
She just has it within her.
Gotcha. She has it within her. And we learn that because there's this dude who stalks her and really serves nothing to the plot, but randomly
Yeah.
shows
From
up for
Speed.
scenes.
His storyline and arc is just nothing happens. His life gets worse. Like,
His life goes to shit.
what was the point of any of that then? I thought the storyline was going to go, she was going to quit this high performance job, go work for him and do their own thing, become successful. That's what I was hoping for. And none of that happened at all.
He gets the new girlfriend pregnant and has to go work at the grocery
Yeah, it's so
store.
dark. It's like, what? What?
that's real life stuff, man.
I think
I'm
that
not here
all
for
has
real
to
life,
do
though.
that all has to do with chasing like the dream, the fame and
Yeah.
all that stuff. That sometimes things happen and
Life
you have to
gets
give
in
up
the
your
way.
dream and you have to go fucking work
Yeah.
at the grocery store. And there's themes of that throughout this movie, just fame and trying to get to the top any way you can, whether you're sabotaging someone else
I think
or
that's
if you're
the point.
sleeping with someone. Yeah. And there's so many parallels in this movie. This is where I'm going to defend this movie just a little
It
bit.
just doesn't do it well.
Is there's so many parallels. If you look at the environment of the strip club and then you look at the environment of what is it, the Riviera? Is that that she thinks, I've made it. I got this audition and it's this show. I'm a professional now. But she's going through the same exact circumstances that she did at the strip club, that it's the same thing. It's just dressed prettier.
Yep.
And that, I think, was the most interesting thing going on in this movie. And then they threw a bunch of other stuff out there that kind of clouds over it. But that part is done really well, and they set that up really well. But then they kind of lose the plot after that.
That is good. But if you took away all the like just endless nudity dancing scenes, I might have like picked up on a storyline there.
Oh no, because it's so distracting. It's so
very
distracting. It's just like it's a lot.
But it's not even. It's just overload where I'm like watching it. Like it's just not. I'm not even attracted to any of this anymore. Like I'm just not interested.
It's violent.
Really quickly.
It's violent almost.
Especially her dancing. It is pure violence. It is like
every movement she makes.
It's like, are you having a seizure? Are you okay?
It's just like,
I want to know how many people got hit just accidentally by her flailing.
Well, I think the interesting choice is that she's coming from like a troubled past. She's not like this like innocent person that gets fooled into the seedy underbelly to get the success they want.
Yeah.
She just starts out kind of like corrupted, and then
she's surviving.
Yeah, she's surviving.
Yeah.
I'm not faulting that, but it has less impact then when she does.
They also
or when she changes.
They do a lot of punching down on her, which I hate, and especially like playing up on her being naive and like stupid to a point. And I get that she's new and young, but they do that so much in the movie to where it's frustrating.
Yeah, but I think that's part of the culture, right? You beat people down so you can make them be puppets.
I just feel like if that's going to be your lead character.
Well, she has so much to overcome.
Right.
She does.
I think that's kind of the point.
And she's in this place that she has never experienced before. She's in way over her head.
You know the movie that came out the same time that does all of this better is Striptease from 1996 with Demi Moore.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that?
That's a comedy. Isn't that a comedy?
It's a comedy drama. It's like a mix. Okay. It plays off on like what the comedy would be aspects in this, but it works better.
Never saw it.
It's a straight drama almost. I mean, it does have comedic elements, but she's like a single mom and has two kids and an abusive ex-husband and all this kind of stuff.
Is that Burt Reynolds?
He's like some senator that wants to hire as an escort or something.
I like Kyle MacLachlan's emo hair, although he kind of looks like he's in a metalcore band nowadays too. I don't know. I heard Kyle MacLachlan saw the movie and then disowned it, like when it came out.
He's like, "Oh, this is trash."
Never mind.
He's never went in a pool again.
To
swim.
Well, there was a lot of hype on this movie when it came out.
Even how she has sex is so chaotic.
So chaotic. That's how you get.
Wasn't that part of it? This was like a hype movie. Like they thought this was going to be like a really, really big film. You know,
it's a $45 million NC-17 movie.
Yeah, and it was hot garbage. You know.
I mean, it killed Elizabeth Berkley's career. It probably killed Paul Verhoeven's to some extent.
But she wanted to do this movie to leave Jesse from Saved by the Bell behind.
I mean, you see this a lot with younger stars. They want to do something that's really extreme from where people know them from, you know, like I'm not just the Disney person.
Well, and also even with the content, because like he had just done Basic Instinct, where Sharon Stone flashed her goods, and that made her a huge star.
It made and sweat,
and
it made her career.
And she was forced to do that, which is the worst part about it. She didn't want to do that, and they made her do it on set. I don't know if you guys know that story.
I don't know. I don't. But that's why Elizabeth Berkley wanted to do it, is because she's like, well, Sharon Stone's a star now. If I do this, I'll be a star too, and it didn't work out.
I mean, that right there is what this movie's talking about. It's like the shitty things that happen to people.
Yeah, taking advantage of women.
Like get into the industry.
I just feel like the writing's really bad, and the story structure is bad. I think you can make it. I think
it's a little messy.
I think it's an interesting thing to like make a movie about culturally and whatnot. I just don't think they do it well. So, which is a shame.
That's because the movie's too distracted to try and do it well.
Yeah, I'd rather watch like a Leaving Las Vegas or something. You know what I mean? Like,
You can tell the same story without being so exploitative.
I think so.
the point,
I think you could still have it be. You could have it be really dark, and you could still have.
Have you ever seen any of Verhoeven's European films?
I have not.
No.
I saw
But
his
this
last
is not
movie.
a shocker. This is not a shocker if you've seen
His last
what he
movie,
did in Europe. It's
All
like
of
it's
his
no
European
surprise.
films had male
What did he do in
nudity,
Europe?
too.
It's
all of his-
very sexual and very There's a lot
His new
going
film-
on.
Paul Verhoeven is what we're getting at.
Oh.
So speaking of pervs, actually, this is a good point. I thought Rebecca was like the centrist in our group here. She kind of kept us all together. We're all in extremes here, and she's like pulling everything together. It turns out she's like the biggest perv of us all because she.
No,
makes us
she's a
fucking
freak.
Based
new
on her
movie
mail,
was
I
really
understand.
good.
Have you seen her mail? My God.
Yeah, he did a take on Vendetta, which that was awesome. That was a great movie. You guys didn't see
Paul
that, right?
Verhoeven? Well, we were talking about Rebecca's mail. I didn't really.
Talking about the mail.
What did you think of Gina Gershon?
She
did a
plays
great job.
like
She did
she's like the older version of Nomi. That's Nomi's future.
Yep.
If she keeps going down that road. I don't know. It's supposed to say something, but
So
they're the same
s-
person.
So the movie opens with her getting into a truck with this dude, going to Vegas, him
Right.
stealing her only belongings,
Yeah.
she going on this crazy adventure from stripper to the top of the line showgirl, her friend getting assaulted, her coming to terms with all the bad things she did, asking for forgiveness, trying to make things right, ending with her back in the truck, leaving Las Vegas, and the dude's
Witnessing.
there.
Headed for
Yeah, it's like
LA.
That's like a Quentin
Headed for
Tarantino
LA.
ending right there.
Ready
what
to do it
this-
all over again, but in
Yeah,
Hollywood.
basically.
You know what this movie reminded me a lot of?
Hmm.
It reminded just kind of just this character of Nomi and what she does and like her where she's going. It reminds me of the character of Maxine in X, and then she's going to LA in Maxine. It's very similar.
Okay.
I don't know if any of you saw X, but
Did not.
Yeah.
I did.
I could see this as more of a.
You mean
70s
like
style
the
film.
Hollywood dream kind of mentality?
yeah, kind of thing. But the characters are kind of similar things going on.
Yeah, like that.
Come on, trust it!
That's not easy to do.
All right. I want to talk about
My butt cramps just from looking at that.
the like, I don't know what to call it, but the scene where they're in the pool and she's like a dolphin. Like, what was
The
that?
sex scene?
Oh my God.
But that was
It
the
was
same way that she did her
ridiculous.
lap dance.
That's how
That was
Al
not a sex
McLaughlin
scene.
pleasures a woman.
That was not a
guys.
sex scene. That's a Paul
Pretty sure we
Verhoeven
all can
thinks
say
a
the
sex
water
scene
is
is.
it's not great for that.
That's not normal.
Yeah, I would
It
be like,
always
what the
weirds
fuck
me
is
out that the,
happening right now?
The
was
lap
ridiculous.
dance room is like communal, where everybody
Yeah.
can
Oh.
see each other.
There's just people in there hanging out. And that one
Like,
guy can
there's-
just walk back there and nobody stopped him.
I think part of the problem is too. There's stuff in this movie that's funny that definitely is not supposed to be funny.
yeah.
True.
But you're laughing at it because it's so ridiculous, and
Ridiculous.
so just
The
stupid.
donkey
like-
chow. Kyle McLaughlin jizz in his pants when getting
Yeah.
lapped
Oh
in.
my
Yeah, there's lots of it.
Some of the things that come out of these characters' mouths, it's just like,
I know.
what?
Let me see what we
There's
got.
so I don't need there's so many.
I don't want to repeat some
I
of
know.
them.
What is this?
You don't squat!
You don't know shit.
I just changed it to squat.
And then one guy's calling everybody bitch. I'm just,
Yeah.
bitch, you don't know shit. What? It's just so
We
crazy.
did talk about Robert Davi in this too.
Oh my god,
Mm-hmm.
he's asking for blowjobs all the time.
Yeah, he had a couple very out
He's
of
not
pocket
asking,
lines.
he's demanding.
He's like, yeah, you're not even coming back here, even if you do give me a blowjob. I'm like, okay, Rob.
And then later he's like, "You did good, kid."
Yeah, then he was like,
Yeah.
he
He said
acted like
something
a
I'm
father
so
figure.
proud of
Whoa,
you.
what was the creepy last line he said? He said
And you
something at the end. I was
don't
like,
want to repeat it.
What
I don't
was it?
remember. I just remember being like,
pretty
God, it's so
bad.
creepy.
He said, okay, I'll say it.
Get ready to
He
record,
says-
Chris.
No, I wouldn't do that.
I wrote it down because it was so
I
off
can
the
say
wall.
it if you want. If you don't want to say it,
You go ahead and say it.
I don't know what it is. You'd have
Oh.
to tell me what it is.
He said just point blank, it must be weird not having anyone come on you.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was the last thing he did.
That was
Yeah.
It's this whole
to
like
her.
you've
That
made
was
it,
like the
you've done
goodbye.
it, and then
That was like his "I love you" goodbye.
Yeah.
Jesus
Must
Christ.
be
You've come,
weird. I
you've come
remember.
far, kid.
I was really hoping for that moment. I really thought he was gonna break full character from like the club man and be like
nope.
real honest to her, and they didn't do it at all. They just like didn't do any justice to it
But
at all.
that
Well,
was
Even
his
this
soft
guy,
side.
it looks like Robert Davi. Even
Yeah.
just a cleaned up, like sharper version of him.
With
Yeah.
money.
Uh huh.
He's the next level.
Yep. But he's doing the same shit.
Oh, he's so brutal to that one girl too. He's like, your nose looks better, but you gotta fix your
I
ears.
thought he was good. I thought
He was good.
Yeah.
He was good as
Yeah.
that character.
We gotta talk about the older woman at the strip club.
Oh, yeah.
Oh God! You mean her?
Okay,
comedic
that was
act
definitely
never
adding
ends?
more of the burlesque type element. I
yeah,
thought.
yeah. What's her name? Henrietta.
Henrietta, yeah.
Because she comes along with him to say like good job, but even the like regular dress she's wearing
Yeah,
still
they still
does
pop
the
out.
boob thing.
Well, they like. Yeah,
I mean, they were huge. What do you expect?
yeah, but like, I don't know. It's so stupid when they choose to do it. Like at the end of that point, when it's supposed to be like a sentimental scene, it's just like what?
Yeah, but AJ, this is showing you like the type of people they are. To them, this was
just
like a
a-
high class thing they went
No,
to,
no.
and this is their
Yeah,
way of
'cause
like saying
It's just a bad
we're proud of
choice
you.
in the writing. that's
No, but
what
it's
it is.
not. It's that
It is.
the level of people they are.
Because we thought that they were horrible people. I mean, they are horrible people,
are.
but they're not as bad as the other people. Like they came
Right.
and they're proud of her and happy that she's succeeding, and
Where the-
they're just
well,
saying
the
it in their
higher end
own
people
way. Yeah.
are just trying to use
By
and use as much as possible.
squeezing
But it
their
doesn't
boobs
work
out.
in the movie. That's the
That
problem.
part works. I think that part actually works.
Oh.
Robert Davi was very upfront about everything. When he brought in that new Hope woman or whatever, Pearl, he's like, you can do this, you can do this. The guys aren't allowed to touch you. If they jizz in their pants, that's okay. Blah, 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 blah. He was just upfront and honest about everything. It was gross.
And you owe me a
But then-
blowjob.
But yeah, exactly. He said all that. But then later, there's a sequence where Nomi is asked to do a side job where she thinks she's just going to go
Nomi,
dance
for
at like
fuck's
this-
sake,
Nomi.
people.
Sorry, AJ. added
Yeah.
that.
No,
But he's tries to
catchy.
go dance at this like boat show and then realizes, oh, they're looking for more. And she freaks out. She tells Kyle MacLachlan, who then like rings out the guy who told her
Well,
to do
sort
this.
of.
And
But then
he's-
as soon as she
yes.
walks off, he calls him and is like, all right, yeah, I was fucking with you.
Just
like,
kidding.
Yep.
So like he's way dirtier of a dude than Robert
Yeah.
Davi was. At least
Yeah.
Robert Davi was
Because
honest.
he's
and
doing
upfront.
it
Yeah.
behind her back, where Robert Davi is.
What did you
so
think
upfront.
about them writing her character to just like explode every 5 seconds over everything?
Well, that's what I was
She's
talking
very
about with
emotional.
the intensity
Yes.
thing. Like I could get like Paul Verhoeven being like, in these scenes when you're dancing, go for extra. It'll feel weird, but it'll look better. It'll look more intense. But I feel like she carried that through.
It
the
seems
acting
manic
scenes.
and crazy.
Yeah,
at
it seems
times.
insane.
But I
yeah.
think it fits the craziness of the Vegas.
I have a
the
theory.
lighting and the sets and everything.
What's
What's
your
your
I
theory?
have a theory that she represents something. That she represents like
Cocaine.
cocaine. Yes.
The human embodiment of cocaine.
Oh my god!
This she's what everybody is chasing, like
Yeah, I
the
think it's
fame
success or
and the
fame.
success, and she represents that because everyone
And
that
the
comes in contact with her wants to be around her, wants to
Loves her,
to
yeah.
have loves her, and but all these people that come into contact with her have different experiences with her and end up in different places. Like the one guy wants the more artistic road, but she spurns him and he chooses differently and ends up working at a grocery store. The friend, ends up how she ends up at the end of the movie. And I don't know. I think maybe that's
You're
what
right,
she
'cause, like-
represents. I may be reaching, but there's
that-
something there. There's something there.
Literally everyone wanted her. Like the truck driver
Everybody
at the beginning
did.
wanted her.
Yeah.
Like pined
Yeah.
for her.
What's
Gina
the best
Gershon
magnetic?
even wanted her.
Yeah,
She seems like it'd be
everybody
really
did.
annoying. Like it would be frustrating.
If
mean, I'd
Elizabeth
like to try it for
Berkley
a day
came
or
up
two.
to you
It seems like-
and wanted
Be
you,
wanted by
you would be
everybody.
like that, Aaron.
No, I just mean like just experience what that's like once. Like is that?
You'd be like,
I
"What's
think it
your
would get
address?
really
I want
old.
to send you something in the mail."
Special delivery.
Oh God.
Because I've got to think that there's reasoning behind why he had her act that way.
How did she get a compound fracture from that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Compound
Hip fracture. Yeah.
Yes,
Hip
we don't see like
fracture.
blood and bones. What's going on there?
I mean,
It looks like she just fell on her butt.
like if it's satirical, if it's meant to be, like think of like those RoboCop TVs like things they would have in the background.
So
I'd buy
over
that
the
for
top.
$1. So over the top.
Yeah.
This whole movie is over the top, though.
Would you like to know more?
So I don't
And
know. I don't know.
They have so many things they talk in there about Gina Gershon getting older, and what do older people do? They break their hip. I don't know.
Not that old though, is she?
No,
Not in relative terms to us, but probably
for
compared to
Showgirls,
for what she's doing, yeah.
Yeah, for a dancer's death sentence.
I mean, you could say the
Knee,
same
hip,
thing
you're
about any
done
kind of
forever.
professional
but her
dancer,
lawyers
though.
got her a good settlement.
Yeah.
What a movie! So it's 2 hours and 20 minutes long. I wasn't bored mostly. I mean, if
I
it
don't know.
wasn't
I felt like
shot so
halfway
nicely though,
through, I looked at the timer. I was like, "Oh my god!"
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't think it drugged that much. I mean, there was a lot of dancing that was kind
I
of
feel
just
like
not
the
interesting.
I think
story
Elizabeth Berkley's
is very stretched out.
intensity keeps it moving.
It does.
and
It
it's filled with
does.
these like massive dance sequences. That's like 40
but the
minutes.
dancing's
of it.
really good. Like they are actual dancers,
Yeah.
and it's well
Yeah, once you get
choreographed.
Oh, yeah.
the strip stuff and into the more of the showy things.
The goddess.
stripper scenes were shot like all that looked good though. Like everything was shot really well.
No, I think it was the aggressiveness of her. It just was like uncomfortable. The body movements were so
Yeah,
extreme.
like,
it's like,
here's the
Jesus,
thing.
you're going to break something. Would you call
Please
the fuck
don't
down?
lick the stripper pole.
Ugh. And that's, yeah, fully nude strip club, don't lick the pole. Jesus.
Oh,
Where are you from? Back east. From where back east? Different places.
She's just
Oh, look how
offering her
big those
some french
sodas
fries.
were.
even
It's
there.
ridiculous.
Places.
Soda's bigger
Like,
than their head.
she just met her.
Just met her.
Like she
Freaking out.
happens to hit her car because she's upset, and she's
Because
like,
everything she owns just got stolen.
"Let's go eat, and you can move in with me."
Yep.
Yeah, well, it was the 90s.
When you're good looking, that's what happens.
That's true. That is very true. There's some truth to that.
Anything else, guys? The show.
Why were her nipples red at the end?
I don't know.
Too
That's
much
her
ice.
anger coming out.
I guess.
Were they?
Female rage.
They were
Yeah.
red.
Like she colored lipstick on him or something.
Yeah.
Are you talking about like when she was performing as the star?
No,
No, when she goes
kicks
into
what's
the-
his name's ass.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't know.
I had no idea.
they were
Bright
angry.
red. Yeah,
Really.
angry nipples.
Kind of like Chris's eye.
No, my eyes been cleared up.
Maybe she was
I know,
just
I mean,
stressed.
but like when you had your
Like
eye
that
thing, it was from
inflamed.
stress.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Get some
nips
inflamed nipples.
get red with anger and stress.
Great, got a new
Sure.
thing to worry about.
That's
now.
her
Awesome.
superpower.
Yes.
If she was an X-Men, that would be her
Poke your eye
superpower.
out.
She'd be the best superhero of all time if that was her power.
No, that was her. That was her downfall. She couldn't get her nipples hard. They. That was
It's
one of
true.
her
It
big-
almost
That guy's
cost
like,
her
you
a
just
gig.
gotta like, just do this.
I don't
Like, oh,
think
almost
anyone
cost her
could
a gig.
see her erect nipple from like.
Yeah, from like row 75
Yeah.
in the theater. Yeah.
like, that nipple doesn't look
The
so erect.
jumbotron. You need the jumbotron.
And they're
Get the
moving
ice.
so fast. I wouldn't even see the nipple. I mean, I'd probably see the nipple. I don't know if I'd care if it's erect or not.
So
What do you think Spiv thought of this?
He probably loved it.
He actually did
I don't think
comment
he
in
watched
Slack about it.
He watched it, I think. He said something about
Yeah.
it.
I don't
in Slack.
know.
Yeah, it did seem like he liked it.
I don't know.
He
if
said the
liked
movie
it.
was an experience, just not an experience that he wanted to have.
Yes.
Maybe did
Yeah.
watch it.
That's pretty much what he said. And suddenly he's sick, so it must have really affected him.
Yeah, we already talked all
I think he's
about
still
how
watching the
fluids are
film.
drained out of
He's
his
like
body
watching it
and-
on infinite repeat.
Yeah.
I'm sick.
Yeah. Spiv's dead.
He's
Showgirls
dead.
killed him. Showgirls killed Spiv.
He's got
Would you guys want to go to a Showgirls show?
I've been
Well,
to a
that-
burlesque show in Vegas.
Was it like that big? Like there's fire
No,
and shit?
it was. They do much smaller stages now, but no, it was it's
Was it
boobs. It was interesting. It was,
Was, like,
it
the dancing good?
artistic. Yeah,
Relaxers are great.
yeah.
I think
No, it's a good show.
burlesque would be much more interesting.
I've been to a couple in New York, Philly, and Las Vegas when I was out there.
We didn't mention that there was a off-Broadway musical.
Oh yes,
based
the
on this.
musical. You have to play some of the lyrics. Holy, there's a song that's called "Fucking in the Pool." It's like-
What does the one guy say?
And
in
it's
the
just
video?
all
He's
dolphin noises.
like, "You dance like you fuck" or something like that. What does he keep saying to her?
Dance like you fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, just the names of the songs are insane.
Oh, anything else, guys, with the Showgirls? No? All right, AJ, would you recommend Showgirls?
I don't think so. It wasn't like memorable or like enjoyable enough for me to like want to watch it or recommend it.
Aaron.
I mean, I think this has pretty much fallen out of the zeitgeist of popular film, but I would still say if you haven't watched it, you kind of need to see it just to know what the controversy was all about in the 90s. And it is reasonably entertaining.
Rebecca.
Completely.
Lindsay.
Yes, I have all the song names if you want me to read them.
Yeah, let's hear them.
Don't lick that pole, girl.
You're joking.
I'm not.
You're making this up. Come on now.
I wrote the musical.
She did. You're a whore, darling.
My favorite country
underwater.
song.
Fucking underwater.
These are all movies AJ would buy.
Underwater Love.
Best friend song. Boat show. Dancing ain't fucking. Different places is a song, and then the last song is Horrier.
Excuse me?
Like warrior, but
With a
warrior. A whore warrior. Or a warrior whore.
Warrior.
Not helping.
I would recommend it.
Oh my god. We should go see that musical, Chris.
Yeah, that sounds funny. All right, guys.
The cast
Let's-
recording is on YouTube too, if you want to take a listen.
Maybe
Yeah,
we will.
check that out.
Let's move on and play a game. So here we go.
Game time, baby.
Your theories are the worst kind of punk. Try to be your best so slightly your conclusions are highly impressive. Shall we play?
Why isn't that? There it goes.
All right. We're going to dive into the world of Vegas.
Oh boy.
Here we go. Maybe. Run slow. Come on. There we go. What does Las Vegas mean in Spanish? Is it the hills, the meadows, the deserts, or the plains?
The deserts.
Planes.
Planes?
It is. My computer is so slow. The meadows. Yes. This is what Vegas used to look like.
What happened?
Drugs.
Global warming.
Cocaine. Where does Vegas rank in the top 10 brightest places on the planet?
Oof.
6.
Yeah, 5.
I mean, they got that giant dome globe thing now, too.
Yeah. It is in the number 1
Oh,
spot.
wow.
Wow.
Really?
Why
Yeah.
are we
Looking
looking
at
at
you.
million
Over, like,
fucking solar
Tokyo
panels
or
there?
like Japan?
That's the satellite imagery?
That's wild.
That is satellite imagery of Vegas.
Jesus.
Why didn't we just fill it out with solar panels?
It's just Satan's butthole.
That does look like
Las
a butt.
Vegas.
That does look like
Welcome
an
to
elephant's
Satan's
butt
butt.
or something like that.
Oh, shit.
How many pounds of
Lots.
shellfish get eaten in Las Vegas every day?
Oh my god.
So pounds per day
It's disgusting.
in the desert.
12,000.
Shellfish is delicious.
Why are you going to Las
person
Vegas to eat
eats half a
shellfish?
pound or a
First of
pound.
all,
I don't think anyone's
so
literally
fresh
going
there.
to
It's
Las
never gonna be
Vegas just
fresh, yeah.
No one's going to Las
Where
Vegas.
are they getting it from? Jesus,
They have it
it's
frozen.
never anywhere near there.
freezing and shipping it in.
100,000 pounds.
It is 60,000 pounds.
Jesus.
How many of those people get
30
food poisoning?
Tons. In a day. In a day. What? And apparently it's mostly at buffets.
I mean, I would definitely eat.
buffets.
I would eat some. I would eat some if I was
Would you go to a buffet and eat some though?
You better believe it.
Would you really? Wow.
Maybe.
It's dicey.
Wouldn't rule it out. That's what I'm saying.
Here is the high roller observation wheel. It is the highest observation wheel in the world. How many feet tall is it?
13.
So it's like a Ferris wheel, but not.
200.
It is 550 feet
Ew.
tall. Gigantic. What percent of
shit.
Las Vegas visitors gamble?
Well, 88%.
99%.
70.
50%.
There's lots of conventions in Las Vegas.
That's true.
I guess you would still gamble,
But-
though.
It's 70%, but only 15% say that they're going to.
Yeah, it's because it's
Oh,
embarrassing.
I'm just going to see a show.
I'm not addicted to
Are
gambling.
you guys gamblers? I've never really, it's never been my thing. Don't really
No.
gamble.
It's fun sometimes. It is
Yeah.
fun sometimes.
I've
Especially if they
never
go with a
gambled
group
in a
of people.
casino before.
That could be.
I've been in
went
many
to-
casinos.
One in the Poconos.
Yeah, I
Casinos
remember
are
watching a
deeply
friend
depressing.
expect to spend like $500.
It's better
to
people
keep
watching
withdrawing
than
more and
anything
more money.
else.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so creepy,
On
though.
average, how much does a visitor spend on gambling?
$1,400.
No,
Is there of
no.
experience?
50
I
bucks.
just guessed.
Are we talking like today's numbers?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's true.
I
I'm gonna
was gonna
say
say
about
like on average if it's spent on gambling, like a full visit or like a day. I guess like
Per person in a visit.
I'm gonna say
Oh, and a visit.
$10,000.
Oh, average is probably way off because of high rollers.
It's
I'll say
actually
250.
lower than I was thinking. 761.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Well, you got a lot of people running like.
I always hear stories of people going like who are into casinos and stuff, and they like save up all year to go. You know what I mean?
Just
And
spend
just lose it all.
thousands of dollars.
Yeah, just lose all their money.
How many hotel rooms are there in Las Vegas?
Oh my god.
Too many.
40,000. I don't know. So many.
Never been there.
20,000.
Are they really cheap? Like it is in Atlantic City?
Yeah.
Since no one goes to Atlantic City.
Yeah. You can there's some
Like
places
free,
that
right?
have rooms for like $15 a day.
Yeah, they'll just give them
don't
to you
stay
for
at those
gambling.
places. Don't
nice.
stay at
Certainly
those
don't lick the
places.
furniture.
AJ made me sleep on the floor in a Las Vegas. Or in a,
You know what's funny? I saw
No,
a photo
nobody
today,
made
Chris.
you. Hold on,
You sleep
wait.
in-
No,
You slept in 2 chairs, thank you.
nobody made you sleep on the floor. You didn't want to share a bed. with
They
anyone.
literally made me
So
sleep on the
as
floor.
so you
forced
awkwardly
you
slept on
in a-
2 chairs, one on front and one on the bottom.
My
and then you
face
tried to-
was on the Atlantic City
Yeah.
hotel floor.
drooling everywhere.
It's starting to explain a lot about your red mark, right?
My red eyes.
That's why your eye is the way it is.
Floor.
There are 150,259 hotel
That's a lot of
rooms.
rooms.
And the
Just
hotel's
Airbnb it.
average, I think it was like 85% occupancy.
Holy
How many?
Wow.
What's the percentage of pornos being shot in them?
100%. All right,
How
so we
many
got
of them
the
have mail med?
we've got the most expensive room at the Palms. How much is it per night?
Oh, didn't we do this on another quiz before?
$30,000.
Yeah, it's
I'd
something
say
crazy. I thought we did this on a quiz before.
7,000.
No, it's 12,000. Something around there.
18,000.
It is $100,000 per night.
Oh my god, it's like Elon Musk's apartment. Why would you want to stay there?
It's so sterile.
So bright.
Yeah.
What is
So
worth
shiny.
$100,000?
And you're not even on the strip.
It looks so cheap.
Yeah.
The stools look like the bicycle seats.
It's all
What the fuck are
plastic.
those things?
Oh, that's awful.
Yep. So you can waste your money for $100,000 a night. That's if you just have money to throw away.
Yeah, but then I'd rather just spend it on helping people or something. That's crazy.
Yeah, but people with that much money don't help people.
Well, that's why I'm not.
If I had that much money, there's no way I'd help anyone.
See? There you go. Exactly.
All right. Thank you, Rebecca. That was a good game. Let's move on and do some listener feedback. So here we go.
I suggest we read some listener feedback, sir.
Make it so, number one.
Emails. You tiny little emails.
You precious little email. Where are you?
All right, last week we watched Generation Extinct from 1997, and this is what some people had to say about the episode. David Black says, I bet the guy with a tiny gun drives a giant lifted truck with truck nuts on it. It was fun to have the whole crew back together. Unlike this movie, the podcast is the best. And of course, Spiv's not here anymore because he's a fucking loser. Alternate title, Generation... God damn, that got extra dark.
Yeah, it really did.
Thank you, Dava. Jesse Maggers says, these trailer makers, they'll get you sometimes. Mm-hmm. This movie was the pits. The cop's tiny gun was the only good part. Fun show, though. And Mr. Mike D says, I think this movie was called Generation Extinct because anyone who watches it dies from boredom.
Or depression.
Yeah.
Or depression. That's it. That's it for listener feedback.
Awesome.
Yay. We do want feedback, actually, for not this week, but for next week. So leave it this week, letting us know what Thanksgiving movie we should cover. I'm thinking like a dark Lifetime original.
But shouldn't we be doing Thanksgiving this week?
Yeah. Next one is Thanksgiving.
Oh, well, son of a bitch. Did anyone leave any comments about what's Thanksgiving?
Yeah, Sean did recommend one.
Is it a Lifetime original?
I'd be down for a Lifetime. It's been a little while.
It's Home Sweet Home, a Thanksgiving slasher.
We could always have one of those on the wheel to begin with.
1981.
Body by Jake? That sounds like a fucking like...
No, with the guy, the Body by Jake guy. You don't remember him?
Slash into the old.
No.
He was a workout guru from the late 80s.
Is that the 80s. One you're doing the video with? Where you're like...
No.
Well, there it is.
I'm so over it. I do.
I can't even find a fucking Thanksgiving Lifetime original movie. You know, we're not gonna even fucking do we're not gonna even do a Thanksgiving.
Why not? It'd be fun to do something different.
We didn't think about it. We didn't pick it, and now we have to move on. And we don't have one to go to.
You gotta move on.
What about the Home Sweet Home one?
Yeah.
What was it?
Home Sweet Home. 1981.
Oh wow, that's old. Okay.
It's a song by Motley Crue.
An escaped mental patient embarks on a killing spree over Thanksgiving weekend, focusing his murderous attentions on a family that lives on an isolated ranch.
Sounds kind of cool, actually.
I feel like it's just a generic slasher, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's.
But it's on Thanksgiving.
Uh-huh.
It is on Thanksgiving.
Are we gonna hate ourselves for watching it later, though?
Maybe. Let's just tell Spiv we're gonna watch something and then watch something else and see what happens.
Why not? Why not? We're gonna watch it anyways.
There's a movie called Blood Freak. Have you ever heard of that?
That was what we did that one year, but it was only me and Spiv showed up for the episode or something. All right, so here's what we can do. We can either do Home Sweet Home from 1981 or we can spin the wheel.
I don't care. Whatever.
Take a vote. What do you want to do?
I'm fine with Home Sweet Home, but I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, we should.
Do we know where we can watch Home Sweet Home?
It's on YouTube. It looks like.
Oh, okay. Why don't we do that?
Fine.
It's Thanksgiving.
Fucking Motley Crue, sons of fucking.
It's not Motley Crue.
It's a terrible song.
That's
I'm on my way.
It's not Motley Crue. It is probably.
Please let me free. Right, but we're gonna watch some fucking videos of Vince Neil nowadays next week.
Okay, fine.
And that's what I demand.
It's Motley Crue.
All right,
that'll be the game.
Home. It's from 19. Is it?
You have to translate.
We already did one with. Songs? We already did that where it was like, well,
yeah. What is Vince Neil
Rebecca
saying?
will play different clips and give us options of what he's saying. We have to pick the right one.
What did I do? Remember when
it was
I was doing
chicken
games?
Or Vince Neil.
Yes, that's right. That was so good.
There was a time, Rebecca, where you were here and I made the worst game.
Fart or car is still
classic.
one of my favorites.
Yeah,
it's
It was
pretty good.
amazing.
They were fun.
Remember the
I'm not
ones
sure the
where,
follow-up was quite as good, but
remember the
first one
ones
was
where it
amazing.
was like zoomed way in on body parts? You had
Yeah,
to-
and you're like, is this guy that's in the movie, or is it like
Is this carcinoma, or is this a...
No, those were good games. I don't care what you guys say. All right, let's check out this trailer for Home Sweet Home.
They were certainly something.
Fucking sound in this thing? Oh my god.
Oh, it's gonna blow up.
Nope. Those are matchboxes.
It's 7 a.m. in Los
Oh,
Angeles.
shit, look at that guy.
Continues to be the intensive police dragnet for an armed
This looks good.
dangerous escaped mental patient. 26-year-old Jay Jones escaped.
Oh shit, he came out of nowhere!
He's like a practical Neil Green right there.
After killing an attendant and leaving a guard in
Is that Lou Ferrigno?
It looks a
It's
lot
Body
like
by
him.
Jake.
Yeah, it's Body by Jake.
I don't know what Body by Jake is.
Him.
Oh, he's got a tattoo of it on his hand. What?
Dude, he looks badass. He's
Oh
just
yeah,
body
no, this
slamming
will be
everything.
amazing. This will be amazing. I hope.
Oh, he kills an old lady.
Fuck
I love
yes.
old ladies.
Lady.
No, this looks great.
This does look really
Yeah, it's a good choice.
What's
Good job,
guys-
Sean.
Awful.
Yeah, Sean, always top tier. What's your guys' go-to Thanksgiving side dish?
Side dish?
I just like the
aunt's
gravy.
Well, what's your main
stuffing
meal?
is the
You doing turkey or
best.
ham?
Yeah, stuff.
What are you doing?
I've never-
with gravy.
It's
stuffing,
Thanksgiving. You do
mashed
turkey.
potatoes, gravy on
No,
top.
not necessarily.
I've never done ham. Let's say Thanksgiving. I'm saying stuffing is already there.
Yeah.
What's next?
Green
What-
bean
yeah,
casserole.
green bean casserole.
Potatoes.
Mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes are there. What about sweet potatoes?
Sweet potatoes with the
corn.
marshmallows on top.
Those are
No,
so
I don't like
good.
that. I don't like that. No, I don't like sweet potatoes. That are actually
potatoes.
sweet.
What?
I don't want like
You
I don't want like
sweet
sugar
potatoes?
and
Yeah, we had this
Oh, it's a
conversation
nice-
I don't
every
mind
week.
sweet potatoes if they have the marshmallow stuff, but I don't want them just like.
Nah, I prefer to just
sweet
like
potatoes?
I want mine
Are
with
amazing.
diabetes.
Yes.
No. A sweet potato, you cut it up, you fry an egg on it. Oh god, so fucking good.
And then
Yeah,
the
that's way
pumpkin
different than the
pie
marshmallow.
to whipped cream ratio has to be way off.
Yes.
More whipped cream.
Yes. 75 whipped cream, 25.
25
pie.
pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie. A nice pecan pie.
Oh yeah, it's a normal slice of pie. It's just got
Yeah.
a shit ton of whipped cream on it.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for this week's episode. Everybody, thank you for listening. Rebecca, happy birthday.
Thank you.
And next week is
right.
Thanksgiving. We're going to do Hell's
Home Sweet
on
Home.
Sweet home.
That's exactly
Home
what I
sweet home.
said. Which I did. I did see an hour and a half long video on YouTube that I assume is the full movie. If it's not, Sean will
Compilation of
post it
Motley
somewhere,
Crue.
I'm sure. But that's what we're doing next week, guys. Home Sweet Home. Join it. Watch it. Join us next week. We hope you all have a great Thanksgiving. Oh wait, we'll thank you next week when we do
That's so
our
weird.
episode.
U-Haul? Nobody gives a fuck about U-Haul. We hope you have a Penske Halloween. What the hell?
And just for
Enterprise Rent-A-Car wishes you Christmas. Like, what the fuck, this?
You don't squat.
you don't know squat, Aaron.
No squat.
All right, that's it, guys. We'll catch you here next week when we watch Home Sweet Home. Goodbye.
Bad Movie Night Podcast. 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 We hope you enjoy listening to Bad Movie Night.